How much of your development, behavior, and personality is created from nature, and how much is created from nurture? This is probably one of the most common and most famous questions asked in the field of psychology today and since the beginning. Developmentalists tend to dismiss the idea or theory that behavior or personality is determined solely as a result of either nature or nurture. And I actually agree with this stance because I feel the same way. I feel one doesn't really control the entire thing. There's many different aspects going on here, and many different variables that needs to be considered as to what accounts and makes up a person's personality, behavior, and what causes development. And this is kind of symbolic of the debate. You have nature on one side, nurture on the other side, and it's kind of a scale trying to decide which one has more impact on what trait or what behavior or whatever you're talking about. Uh, Many studies, observations, and research have been done to try and kind of get a better grasp of what really determines behavior or personality more than one thing. And like I said, many studies, observations, and research have been done to try and test this question. And there's a side of the debate that thinks genetics and nature is what solely influences our personality and behavior and makes up who we are. And that's kind of where you have here just all genetics, things that you inherited from your parents, genetic makeup. It's going to make you who you are. They think that your genes make who you are more than the life experiences you accumulate over time and how you were brought up. But on the flip side of that, many others argue that a person's social environment or nurture is what truly molds the behavior or personality that you're going to see the person have throughout the majority of their life. And then somewhere in between, you have a group of people who think it is a result of both of these concepts. And this, I like this cartoon. It's kind of symbolic of the nurture part. And the judge is saying, "Why can't you take responsibility for your own actions?" And the defendant saying, "I blame my upbringing." So, kind of making a joke out of it, but putting the blame on how you brought up for the way you act and the way you behave and the personality you demonstrate as an adult is kind of tied into the nurture side of the debate. Uh, the nature side refers to traits or other things inherited by a child from one of its parents or both of its parents, and it ties closely with a term called maturation, which is the predetermined unfolding of genetic information. And it really doesn't give much attention to possible social environmental reasons, and instead it's more focused on the sole things in your genetic code that is predetermined to make your personality or make you the way you are. Nature deals with genetics and things like what color of eyes you might have, or if you inherit a gene from one of your parents for the gene for baldness or color blindness, whatever it may be, and other things like athletic ability. But the nurture side of things refers more to the influences of your surrounding social environment that contribute to mold your personality and or behavior. Things like parenting style, discipline tactics, affection level from the parents, peer pressure, and many other things can have an effect on the nurture aspect of things, and that's kind of all the dynamics that tie into it. When talking specifically about developmental psychology, it's clear that neither nature or nurture solely molds behavior or personality or the development of a person because it's both tied together. Uh, but the true distribution of what molds us, I think, is demonstrated nicely by this triangle right here, because it's 1/3 nature, 1/3 nurture, and then they leave 1/3 open, kind of an open end, whatever you make of yourself. Because I mean, there is a third part of this here, at least if you ask me. Because yes, part of what you are is how you were brought up, and part of what you are is your genes and your genetic code. But another part of it is your mindset and what you do with your own ability and your own talents and how you take care of things and kind of make your own life happen. Uh, in my honest opinion, I think both aspects contribute to molding a person's behavior and personality, but there isn't a defiant set answer for all people in terms of how much both contribute. But instead, it's more of a individualized case study for each individual person because they each individually have a different amount of either nature or nurture influencing them, their behavior, and their personality. That's pretty much all I've got for today, but thanks and enjoy your spring break. Have a great spring break. See you then.